To start the pasta make, I've made a classic sofrito, just fairly small diced carrots, celery and onions. It's the start of most Italian sauces, and whilst this isn't an Italian recipe, it pays a lip service to it. To that, to help it soften, I'm adding a bit of salt, only about a teaspoon, nothing dramatic. And also into this I'm adding I've been lazy, so rather than peeling and chopping garlic, I'm just using some pre-made garlic paste, about a dessert spoonful. So the onions have turned translucent, which shows they're cooking. The carrots and the celery will take quite a while to soften, but I'm going to add now about 500 gram of fairly fatty minced beef. If you're buying it from a supermarket rather than a butcher, look for the most fatty version they've got. They're usually 10 or 20% fat. Go for the high fat. You need it because the fat will melt and allow the beef to break down into small grains. So that wants slowly cooking now until all the beef has turned brown. So I'm just going to pop on a lid and leave it a minute. So before the meat finishes cooking totally, I'm going to be adding a heaped teaspoonful of thyme, basil and oregano. So in they go, and a good mix around, and they'll cook through whilst the meat is finishing. And whilst the meat's cooking, you know me by now, a couple of tablespoonfuls of tomato puree. We don't need to caramelise it, it's for the flavour, not for sweetness. Just make sure all the oil is nicely red to show that the puree has got throughout the mixture. Oh, and one thing I forgot to show you, I'm throwing in a couple of, 3 star anise. I would add fennel, but I've just used my fennel root on something else, so instead I'll stir in star anise to give it that bit of licorice, aniseed, sort of fennel type flavour. And back on with the lid. Right, so the mince is cooked, broken apart into the grains I want. And the final ingredient, a tin of chopped tomatoes. And I've rinsed out the tin with hot water. So I'll just leave that now for about another 10-20 minutes of simmering to try and soften up the carrots a little. Next I'm going to cook the pasta. So I'm just using penny, and I'm adding a couple of cupfuls. That's what, in volume, 500 millilitres, and I'm going to cook it until it turns soft, al dente, not totally cooked. Right, so the pasta's cooked, and I'm just going to drain it and add it to the sauce. The pasta's not totally cooked, it's at that al dente stage. So just stir that in, and we're about ready to put it in a baking tray ready for the oven. Right, so we're ready to fill a baking tray so we can finish it off in the oven. So smooth that out and make a fairly level surface, because the last stage before it goes in the oven I've grated about 100 gram of cheese. I've used cheddar in this instance, just roughly grated and chopped because it crumbled a bit. So just spread that out. And as a final touch, why not, because I like it, a bit of pecorino just to top it off. And that's ready for the oven. 200 degrees C, 400 Fahrenheit. What's that, gas mark 6, for about 20 minutes, or until the cheese is nicely melted and crusted over. Just keep an eye on it. Right, so the baker's finished and it's time to plate up. Oh, and that tastes lovely. Really does. So minced beef pasta bake with a classic sofrito base, added tomatoes, topped with cheese and penne pasta. Beautiful.